Hi, this is Bella, and today we're going to talk about how you can better develop your intuition in these 7 easy steps. What is intuition? Intuition is the understanding of something instinctively, without the reason of conscious reasoning, like a hunch, a feeling. Basically, intuition is the voice that's within us, the inner voice. So often, a lot of people don't hear or trust their inner voice for lots of different reasons, and many of them are external because society, life tells us that we must suppress that and that we must use conscious reasoning. So we ignore it or it doesn't speak. But there are those of us who know how to develop that, tap into that more and trust it more. And that's what I'm going to show you today, about how you can unlock your intuition so that you can hear your voice, trust your voice, and know that it will guide you to abundance. Okay, so to start with, what you need to do is make sure you're in a quiet room. You can be sitting or you can be laying in your bed. Now, what you need to do is you need to understand that there is an external world, the world that you can see, and then there is the internal world, which is within you, which you normally feel in your gut or your solar plexus, or it will vibrationally, you'll hear it here. Imagine basically that your skin is the barrier to the external world and the internal world, and you're going to take these precious moments while you're on your own to start to look within. Now, to do that, you need quiet, and you need to look and start searching within. Search your feelings, basically. What do they feel like? If it was a colour, what colour would your feelings be? If it was an image, what would that image be? Listen to your feelings. What do your feelings sound like? And in fact, what does the room sound like? Can you hear the clock ticking? If you can, single it out and block everything else out. Try something else. Explore your inner world, but mainly explore your feelings. When you feel comfortable that you have understood your feelings, good or bad, we'll go to the next step. Step 2, have a conversation with yourself. Basically, imagine that your inner voice, the inner feelings that you've been feeling about, imagine them now as yourself, and imagine them being projected out of yourself, standing in front of you. It's time for you to have a conversation with yourself. So answer things like, what is it that you represent? What is the truth that I won't admit to? How do I need to move forward? Basically, you can ask your inner self, your projection, anything, but you do need to listen. And listen for as long as you need to. And to ask again, if you're not sure you've heard the answer. This takes practice, a lot of practice. But your inner voice will always answer you, your intuition will always answer you. Imagine that you've got a partner or a parent or a child and you haven't seen them for a full day. The first thing you would do was ask them how their day was. You might ask them lots of things. Treat yourself in the same way. Have a check-in with yourself to check that everything is all right and whether your intuition is trying to tell you something that's very important that you need to know to help you move forward with love and light and abundance. Now, every time you have this conversation with your inner self and you are looking within but seeing your projection, you must listen, and you must listen hard. That's why initially, when you are spending time listening to how your feelings feel, the colour, but also what it sounds like, what you're doing is you're learning to pinpoint different types of sounds so that you can hear very specifically the tone of your intuition. Now, for most people, your intuition will sound exactly like your own voice. In fact, it's been with you your entire life. Every thought, every feeling, every conversation that you've had in your head is you having a conversation with your inner self, your intuition. Sometimes, if you've suppressed it for so long, it may not speak at all for the first time. But do listen and keep asking, because you will hear. Practice does make perfect, and for these reasons, if you spent a whole lifetime because society has told you that having intuition is a bit crazy and that you must go with conscious reasoning on all things, then basically your voice has been suppressed. Now, the opposite of suppression is expression, isn't it? And the way that you can get your intuition to start expressing to you much more freely, much more quickly, much more easily is to do these techniques. Because basically your inner voice, when you first start to talk to it, if you've been suppressing it for most of your life, will say, well, why should I speak now? You haven't been listening to me. And it's kind of testing you to see whether you really truly want to listen to your intuition. And that's where practice and persistence is important. Because after a while, it will start to believe you and will start to speak to you and then speak to you more and speak to you more. Until basically your intuition becomes your best friend and starts yelling at you at things, and you get it quite freely and you just start to know stuff because your intuition is helping. It's one of the first steps to becoming and developing psychic abilities as well. Step 5. So now you can hear your voice, you can hear it all the time. You love your intuition, so what now? Surround yourself with people who lift you, people who don't suppress your inner voice or intuition. Whether they're parents, whether they're husbands, whether they're family, surround yourself with people who lift you, who love you, who nurture that expression and allow you to be yourself. When you do that, you can never suppress your intuition again, and it will grow and grow and grow. Find like-minded people who believe in the source, who believe in intuition, and surround yourself with them, because again, your intuition will only become more stronger. When we start to learn to listen to our intuition, particularly in initial stages, and particularly if we've got something difficult going on in our life, or perhaps we even suffer with anxiety of some kind, but when anxiety kicks in, it is so important that you trust your intuition, but also to counterbalance that anxiety with gratitude. When we are grateful, I should say, every day, basically we are sending a signal out to the universe for more things to be grateful for. And the more we do that, and the more that comes to us, the less anxious we become as people. And again, the more we trust our intuition. And it's a cycle. So when you feel anxious, even if you feel that's the hardest thing to do, be grateful for something that has happened to you that day. At least 3 things, so that you are cognitively retraining your mind to look at the positive, and therefore you will draw more positive to you. And your intuition will help you, because now that it's louder, it will scream at you about what is not right for you, that is causing the anxiety in the first place. So you're finally at step 7. You trust your intuition, it speaks to you loudly, you're surrounded by people that you love. Now continue to test that intuition out. And your intuition at this point will be asking you to make a lot of bold steps, even a lot of bold risks. But go with it. Don't shut your intuition down, because when you do that again, only abundance comes towards you, because your intuition and yourself are always having conversation about where you are, your wants, and you can ask your intuition anything, and your intuition will help guide you to get and give you exactly what you've been asking for. But it might mean you have to take some bold risks, and to be out there, or to do something different, or to leave your job, or to leave a partner. When you do that, you will reap the rewards, and your voice again continues to nurture you as you nurture it. And your life will change completely, trust me. I've been Bella. Thanks very much for